My 29M wife, 29F, wants me to fire my secretary, 26F, and I think it's ridiculous. My wife and I have been together for 4 years and married for a year. She's also a doctor. I'm pretty sure for the most part she's hated my PA, but she didn't make a big deal about it. Right now my wife starts her shift at around 9 a.m. and she only finishes at about 7 p.m. I'm pretty flexible on my work and go in whenever I want, but usually I reach office after I drop her. I usually take my PA out with me for lunch since she and I work very closely. It's usually the two of us and she and I have a lot in common, like watching anime and football. I usually leave work at 5 p.m. I drop her off at home because she doesn't have a car and it's on the way for me. I then go and pick up my wife. On the weekends my wife works a short shift but later in the evening. Since I have nothing to do, I go out with some of my colleagues, including my PA, for drinks. Literally nothing has ever happened. During those times she's usually drunk or getting hit on by other men. My wife follows her on IG under a secret account and she saw a story of me. We were at a coffee shop for lunch. The usual, but she really didn't like that. She also told me to stop driving her back home. I've stopped both. Anyway, my PA got sick and asked if I could get her medicine since my wife works at a hospital. I did and my wife is really pissed. She and I got into a fight and I told her nothing was happening and she was crazy. This led her to cry and kick me out of the house. This was last night and I'm at a friend's place and don't know what to do. Too long did not read. Wife wants me to fire my secretary. So I spend every waking moment with this one particular woman who is my age. We get along really well and have a lot in common. We work together for hours every day. We go for lunch together every day. I drive her home every day. We got out drinking together on weekend nights when my wife has to work, and when she's sick and needs something, she calls me and I go and get it for her. My wife told me she's fed up with this and I told her she's crazy. For some reason, that made things worse. You cannot possibly be this obtuse. Dude. You spend a lot of time with a subordinate employee. There's no way the people around you think your relationship with Pa is 100% innocent. Your poor wife. My 32M family is upset that I am not contributing to my stepsister's 28F wedding. I met my stepsister for the first time when I was 12 and we officially moved in together at the age of 13. However, I would still move between my parents' places, so it was more of a half-a-week thing. I also have a bio sister who I am incredibly close with it. I make a decent amount of money and after she started dating seriously put some away for her wedding. Over COVID I hit it big with some of my investments and made a lot of money. My sister is getting married soon and I contributed money to her wedding. I've contributed $20,000 to her wedding. My stepsister is also getting married, a little later, and a couple of days ago she asked me if I was going to contribute anything. This really weirded me out and I told her I wasn't planning on to. We aren't close. I've only lived with her for 4 years and that too only half of it. I've lived with my roommate, not anymore, for 6 years and I wasn't giving him money for a wedding. My father is really angry because he thinks I should treat them equally or at least show money. I'm not someone who likes being threatened to doing things, but he's saying I'm breaking the family up. What do I do? Too long did not read. My stepsister is angry I am not contributing to her wedding. How does it feel to be surrounded by entitlement? Unbelievable. Ridiculous, really. You're being blackmailed, to be fair. You tell them to fuck off honestly. It is not something normal to give your sister $20,000, and that you did that for one does certainly not mean you need to do it for the other as well. Just tell them that you are a lot closer to the other sister and that you think it's really not appropriate to not only politely ask for, but demand money from you. I mean, I can get that the stepsister herself is a bit let down that you would treat the other one better, but your parents demanding that you give her money is really crossing a line in my book. Tell him if it is that important to him he can give you $20,000 to give to her so that everyone thinks you paid for both and no one is angry. I'm either hallucinating or I could swear I've read this exact post several months ago. I'm sure if someone looked hard enough, they'd find it. I think my husband sees me as a backup option and it's breaking my heart. So me and my husband have been married for 2.5 years. Lately, for the last couple of months, I have been feeling like I am just a backup option to him. This week he spent a total of 6 hours with me, then went and immediately played his game and started talking to best mate after. This is happening quite a lot. Like for his birthday I asked what he would like to do because he doesn't like celebrating his birthday and he said play golf with his best friend then him and I will have dinner. Then the day before he completely ditched me, went golfing and then went out for drinks after and didn't invite me. This week as well he said he was going to leave his day job, he has 2 jobs, and when I asked him why he said so he could spend more time with his best friend. I have tried talking to him about this many times and he still doesn't seem to care. I asked a lighthearted question like why do you keep buying shorts that are 2 sizes too big, and he said it was because he used to be that size, and I asked do you ever think in the future you'll ever want to bulk up again, and he snapped at me and was like no never, because I'll never see you, with a obvious eye roll towards me. It's now 8:30 p.m. and he's being on the phone to his best friend since 1:45 p.m. and playing his game. He is not in a relationship with you at all. He is in a relationship with the BF. You are his cook, cleaner and sex worker. There is no emotional connection. He has proved it over and over again that you are not important to him. The birthday incident would be a complete deal breaker for me. Why are you accepting this treatment? Have you really talked this out with him? If you have and nothing has changed, then it's time to reevaluate your life and what you want out of a relationship. It is okay to leave and find someone who sees you as their partner in life. Someone that can't wait to tell you their good news and comforts you when you have bad news. You deserve someone that loves you. You deserve better. As a 45 female, is it unrealistic to expect my 51 male partner to stop urinating in the garden? I have told my partner, 51, on multiple occasions I do not like him pissing in my garden. It's my house and he moved in around 5 years ago. He has a drink problem and insists on weeing in the garden like a child. He can't fathom why I don't like it. Please help, as this is now at relationship ending point. You have it turned around. He's an alcoholic. That's your issue, not the peeing. Peeing in the garden and being unable to respect reasonable requests are a result of his alcoholism. Tell him this is a relationship breaking point and be consequent next time with your actions. If he does not care about such a simple boundary, he also does not care too much about the relationship. Damn, he's 51 and doesn't respect boundaries. Sounds like you really settling for trash. He doesn't care how you feel. Respond appropriately. I'd be more upset about his alcoholism than pissing outside, but maybe that's a cultural difference? At 51 he is too old for this shit. You shouldn't have to request a 51-yo with a drinking problem that he not pee in the garden.